Introduction. Do you all know that the organic food that we all eat contains carbon? Carbon? But teacher, isn't that bad as it contaminates our food? No, Ramesh. Carbon has nothing to do with the pesticides or chemicals. In fact, it makes our food healthier. That is why carbon is a very important element in our day-to-day life. Children, in this lesson, you will learn about carbon, the versatile nature of carbon, the chemical properties of carbon, and a few important carbon compounds. Objectives. At the end of this lesson, you'll be able to identify the covalent bond in carbon, explain the versatile nature of carbon, describe the chemical properties of carbon compounds, describe important carbon components. Bonding in carbon. The covalent bond. Carbon is the chemical element with symbol C and atomic number 6. As a member of group 14 on the periodic table, it is non-metallic with 4 electrons available to form covalent chemical bonds. A carbon-carbon bond is a covalent bond between 2 carbon atoms. The most common form is the single bond, a bond composed of 2 electrons, one from each of the 2 atoms. Carbon also has the unique characteristic to form long chains of its own atoms. This property is called catenation. The allotropes of carbon are graphite, diamond, and amorphous carbon. Versatile nature of carbon. Organic compounds are made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and a few other elements. The unique nature of the carbon atom and the arrangement of the bond carbon forms with other atoms enable formation of organic compounds. Tetravalency. Carbon is tetravalent in nature. It always forms covalent bonds by sharing electrons with 1, 2, 3, or 4 carbon atoms or atoms of other elements or groups of atoms. Strong carbon-carbon covalent bonds. Carbon atoms form a strong bond resulting in the formation of stable compounds. Carbon atoms can also form stable bonds with other atoms. Carbon-carbon multiple bonds. A carbon atom can also form multiple bonds as it is small in size. Double and triple bonds can also be formed with not only carbon but with atoms of other elements like oxygen, nitrogen, and so on. These multiple bonds provide a variety in the carbon compounds. Saturated and unsaturated carbon compounds. Carbon forms many compounds. The 2 main types of compounds are saturated compounds and unsaturated compounds. Saturated compounds. The carbon and hydrogen compounds, where the adjacent carbon atoms contain only one single covalent bond, are known as saturated hydrocarbons. The reason for the formation of saturated hydrocarbons is because all the 4 bonds of carbon are fully utilized and no more hydrogen or other atoms can be attached to it. These are known as alkanes. Unsaturated compounds. Compounds of carbon and hydrogen that contain double or triple covalent bonds between the carbon atoms are called unsaturated hydrocarbons. These are formed as all the bonds of carbon are not fully utilized by hydrogen atoms and more of these bonds can be attached to them. Double covalent bond unsaturated hydrocarbons are known as alkenes, and triple covalent bond unsaturated hydrocarbons are known as alkynes. Assessment. Read the questions carefully and answer whether true or false. Very good. Very good. Carbon, a friend in disguise. Carbon is a friendly element. It not only bonds with hydrogen, but also with other elements such as halogens, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. The compounds are formed in the same manner as with hydrogen. However, instead of hydrogen, the other elements is used, and this element replacing hydrogen is called a heteroatom. A functional group is created that confers specific properties to the compound without considering the length and nature of the carbon chain. Assessment. Let's have a quick look on what we have learned. Fill in the blank with the correct option. Very good. Very good.